What's up, everybody? Welcome back to World War II Voices. This is Scott. Today I have another unpackaging of a recent purchase I bought on eBay for just over $200. So I spent a lot, and it's a little Militaria collection of pins and medals, and one of the items even has a connection to Oppenheimer. So let's get into it and see what I found. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep going. Now let's get into it. All right, so like I said, I paid a little bit over $200 for this. It was a best offer auction, and that's the offer I made on it. And there is just a little assortment of items from the World War II, and I think a little bit later, like this right here. I really don't know what this patch is. I thought it was maybe British at first, but it looks like it's probably post-war. If anybody knows, drop a comment down below. All right, so I moved that bubble wrap so I can get a better shot of this stuff. But right here is something pretty special. This is a beautiful, beautiful, I think it's a sweetheart badge. And this is a unique badge because it has a different design on it than you usually see for Navy badges. But if you turn it around, it's made out of sterling silver. And you can see this is really good quality. And something else that surprised me was on the back right here, I think that's a British hallmark for sterling silver. So this is oddly a British-made Navy sweetheart pin for US servicemen. It's not something you see too often. Usually when you see British-made pins from World War II, they're usually for Army or possibly even Air Corps servicemen. But to have something British made for a Navy sailor is quite unusual. So this is a nice little piece. It's in good condition. A lot of times these sweetheart jewelry badges and pins, they're not in great shape because they're 80+ years old. But this is a fantastic example. The person I bought this from, they left me a note in the box saying that all this stuff belonged to their Navy sailor dad, who was stationed in the Solomon Islands. So there are, I think there's some other British, this is the British Officers Club of Philadelphia, kind of unusual. So there must be some sort of British connection with her father. Maybe one of his friends was from England. And here's another British pin. I believe this is a submarine badge that would go on a uniform of a British sailor. I think this is a post-war badge though. Something else fascinating was this home front pin. This is like another sweetheart badge, and it says overseas, and it's got the Navy symbol, eagle and anchor, and it's got the V for victory. Everybody was very patriotic then, and it's sterling silver, and I've never seen one like this, so this is pretty fascinating to me. We got some more Navy badges here. I believe these would have been worn either on the cap or on the jacket. These are all from World War II, and then you got a few other, you got the ruptured duck. And then right here, I think this is like maybe a Korean or a Chinese random little pin. And then right here, this is definitely from World War II. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think this has something to do with dentistry or some sort of medical role in the Navy. And then we have some more military items, like some of these are post-war right here. You got Lieutenant Lappel, and right here is an Australian Commonwealth Military Forces badge. Got a little note on there. This is probably from World War II. Another British Royal Navy badge. And then right here is a Fraternal Order of Eagles pin. I actually think this is a 10 or 14 karat gold, so that's a nice little find in there. But now it's time for the best items out of this whole lot. First up is another sweetheart badge, and this is just absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything like this. It's a Navy sweetheart badge, unique design, and if you turn it around, it's sterling silver, and it's actually made by Coro. Coro was a prominent jewelry maker during World War II and after the war, and I even think before, like in the 1930s. There's a lot of collectors out there for coral jewelry, so this is a neat little find here. It's in phenomenal condition as well. And next up, we have another little badge for the Navy, and this is a Pearl Harbor Navy Yard badge. We keep them fit to fight, and it's got a great scenery right there of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. So this is probably from maybe around the time of the Pearl Harbor attack or a little bit afterwards. I think this might be made of sterling silver, but this is quite a collectible badge, especially very historic too. Whenever you come across anything that has any significance with Pearl Harbor, a lot of people out there who like this type of stuff. And if one wasn't enough, there's a second one too, and this one has a little bit of blue enamel around in a circle. We keep them fit to fight, and it's got another similar scenery right there of Pearl Harbor. I think this at one point was on a chain. It is sterling silver, but that's amazing. And last but not least, we have an amazing Manhattan Project A-bomb pin. And this is, I believe these were given out if you served on the Manhattan Project with the U.S. Corps of Engineers in any capacity. And this is also very collectible. You can see you got the big A right there for atom bomb, and then you got the Corps of Engineers insignia down there. And I kind of like the design of this. It's almost looks like it was pulled out of the rubble after a bomb or something, but I think it was intentionally made to look like that. But this is very collectible too. I'll have to add this to my collection. I think these go for a couple $100 just by themselves. Well, you guys, that's it for the video. My favorite find was the Manhattan Project pin. Let me know in the comments what your favorite find was. And I'm going to be heading to a military show in the next few days. So subscribe, follow my channel if you're not already. Take care, everybody.